Thank you very much, fellas.
Beautiful. Thank you for this topic. This is it's different.
Powerful.
We have visuals and beautiful. Thank you for thinking of this.
No
Yeah.
problem.
This is gonna be one of our dopest episodes yet. Got visuals and all that.
So you
Yeah.
have to tune in to YouTube. So to see the visual, you're going to hear the audio on 92.6 The Spot. Check us out on Instagram. We're up on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. We're on iHeartRadio, Spotify. Did I miss anything?
Nah, you got it. Now we
All
on
right.
Anchor. Listen,
Anchor.
listen. Yeah, y'all better catch them out right now. Wrong wave, man. We anywhere, you dig?
Get on it. Stop playing.
Jump
We got
on it.
come. We got more to come.
Uh-huh.
It's a movement. It's a movement.
That's a fact.
So thank you all for listening, and catch part 2. And I'm actually going to ask if my cohorts cannot stop recording so that we can continue talking right now. Is that okay?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Thank you for listening. Catch us for part 2 next week.
Yeah.
So, Mark, so we're evolved, right? We're kind of highbrow. We're religious and we're spiritual and we've grown and we've learned from our mistakes. Well, me and Ja have learned from our mistakes.
We've all learned from our mistakes.
You see how this goes?
See, one is still making mistakes daily. So he makes a mistake on Monday, he learns Tuesday, he does the same thing on Wednesday. It's all good. It's all good.
No, I don't.
No, he doesn't. He's very evolved. He's amazing. But like, I feel like there is a piece of this that we're missing because of who we are as people and how we actually move through the world. Because Mark, as you started to talk about, stressors and, there could be some bad stressors and good stressors. And I'm guessing you're talking about this thing you get to learn from the trials of life. Life is not easy. You get to learn and, be better or figure out how to be optimistic, figure out how to make it work. But that's not all that seems to happen, right? Some of what we didn't listen to in the clip, but is included in that discussion with James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni, my great uncle James Baldwin,
All right.
is this way that Black men, and back then they were talking about, would come home and take out the frustrations of the world in the day on the women in the house, right? And I think Ja talked about one of the most famous clips from this interview is the clip where Nikki Giovanni is like pleading, just fake it. Just lie to us. You fake it and you lie all day long with the man, and then you come home and you beat my butt, right? And you take it all out on me. Fake it with me too. Give me the same energy that you give the man. And James Baldwin is like, but I can't do that. I can't fake it all day and come home and fake it, which is interesting because in that, it's not necessarily disclaiming that you're taking out the frustrations of the day in the home. And I don't know that translates the same way today, but I don't know that it doesn't, right? Because domestic violence is still in existence, but that's not really what I want to talk about. What I feel is the way that Black men, some, I know C1 likes the word some. I'm always saying some, by the way. I'm always everything. I don't know every person. I don't know every woman. I don't know every man. So I'm always saying some. But the way in which there seems to be a preponderance of Black men specifically telling Black women how to be better women, right? And that, to me, I translate that as stress and insecurity with the male definition, right? Because to me, to Tamika, I feel like if you can define yourself as a man, you don't need to focus on defining me, right? Either you select me or you don't select me, right? Either I fit your energy or I don't match your energy, but you don't need to spend so much time telling me what, like, I feel like Black women get critiqued from head to toe. This is how you should, wear your hair. This is how you should speak. Don't speak that way. You're wearing too much makeup. You're wearing too little makeup. You need to work out. You need to gain weight. Don't get plastic surgery. What did you do? Like, why do you work this kind of job? You make too much money. You're too bossy. Like, it is.
Overload.
Critique overload.
It's team overload. Like, I can't. And at the end of all of that is you're unapproachable, you're aggressive, you're too strong. Well, yeah, now I certainly am. Now I'm certainly unapproachable. Don't talk to me. Don't speak to me. Because now I'm irritated, I'm agitated, and I don't want no part to you. And I will buy my own steak, and I will raise little Abel, and leave me all the way alone.
Get your own steak. You ain't gonna feeling me.
Like, I'm gonna do it all by myself if I'm gonna be critiqued inside and out. And then when I tried, this is Tamika saying from Tamika's perspective, when I tried to fit into that, if I tried to fit, and I 100% have tried to fit into the mold of what I thought a woman was supposed to be. And then even when I try and fit into that mold, I don't get that energy from you, that I don't get the reward. So I did the things. I cooked. You wanted dinner at 6 o'clock, it's ready at 5:59. You like your steak medium well, here it is. You like garlic mashed potatoes, there, it's a big old, like, it's all the things. The baby is quiet, the table is set, sports is on TV, Jets and Giants, split screen, it's the whole
Jets and Giants.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, Jets and Giants. D1 on some poly. She doing some poly thing here.
Well, we're not.
Listen, if D1 is poly, let me tell you how D1 would do poly. D1 don't want two men. D1 don't want two or more men. I barely want one. I'm picking two or more women because women are so much better than
some.
But are they Giants and Jet fans though? Giants
fan, come on.
Can you find one that's a Giant and a Jet fan? This is what I'm saying.
The Giants fan. But
you see I'm giving this man grace. I said one Giant fan, one Jet fan. He's like, nah, all Giant fans. Giant fans. You see what I'm saying?
You say nah. Wait. This ain't one of those moments.
Yo, listen. All the things I said. Did y'all hear all the things I said?
Yes,
everything went to hell the moment I said Giants and
that changed the whole dynamics of the conversation. We listened intently to everything. But then you was like, yeah, this
Giants and Jets. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, but to go back. Right? To go back.
Yeah, let's go back. Yeah. Rewind.
Fine.
Yeah, brother.
In regards to the critique of the Black woman always being critiqued and head to toe, shoe this, jeans this, hair this, makeup this, big this, little this, size this, weight this, all these different things and everything like that. So the easiest thing to do or something that may play into that, right? And would it help in this situation in regards to that, right? It's a big little word called esteem and self-esteem, right? There's varying degrees of self-esteem. Now, you're going to come across some women, regardless of how it is they posted to look or how that's supposed to be defined, and let's just say Black women for conversation's sake, they don't buy into none of that. whatever it is that they define it as, let's just say her name is Kimberly. Whatever it is, Kimberly defined how she's supposed to look, feel, eat, think. That's what exactly it is that she's going to do. And we like to look at that as confidence. To me, you know, I think that's beautiful that she's that much into herself, despite what everyone else may think. Now, at the same time, there's a time and place for everything. And at the same time, we doing all this critiquing with the Black woman, we fall into that too. And sometimes we see women, we laugh at certain things. They may come to the Black tie fair, the soiree, she may come with 5411s or something, right? We fall into that. To us, that's funny, right? I'm just giving an example.
5411s at the Black tie.
Nah, let's just say that's all she got, but she's there. She's in the present. She's in the moment. So we're not supposed to look at her attire and say, oh, wow, she couldn't even go to the store and get a $10 dress. They sell $10 dresses on 125th Street. So we'll laugh at that and be something funny. But what if her self-esteem is just that high to where she's not worried about it? She's there. So all these critiques, do we do it? Absolutely. We do it all the time. But I think less and less of that is going on because there are so many things that are going on that have come across our radar through social media that empower women, that want to make women feel good. Look at Lizzo, right? Look at Lizzo, right? That just conversation sake. Now, in her darkest moment, when she go to her room, she may have low self-esteem. I don't know that. But based on appearances, her self-esteem is grand. Despite her size, she doesn't fit the ideal mold of what a pop star should look like, but she's doing it. This goes back to that critique. And I'm sure she got all the critiques that you could possibly get before she started singing. She just ain't gonna make it because she don't look like A, B, C, D, and E. She's doing it. So I think a lot of self-esteem plays into that because you're going to get critiqued through your whole life. I'm going to get critiqued through my whole life. John's going to get critiqued through his whole life. It's what it is. And especially now, people can critique you more that don't even know you because of social media. You can't win and you can't lose. It's how you utilize whatever it is that you're getting. Now, if you got 100,000 people that comment, right? 90,000 of those comments in positive, you pull that in. But the 10,000 that are just blatantly disrespectful,
brutal.
You can't allow that to hurt you enough to where those 90,000 you just disregard. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to you. Now, for some people, it may be overwhelming with all these critiques. And some people may not be able to handle that. That might even lead to suicide. We hear about these things. People being bullied online for their looks or for their size or for their education. And sometimes that leads to suicide. That may be a whole other conversation. But I'm definitely one for just taking a step back and realizing, wow, what is this going to do for me? And what this person thinks. Why do I need validation from what this person thinks? Why do I need validation for what these people think? And then more of these people. You know this is going to happen to us. As Not Right, Not Wrong grows, you know this is coming. It's not always going to be constructive criticism. It's not always going to be positive. It may deal with us being Black. It may deal with us having a platform. It may deal with me being a male, Ja being a male, you being a female. It just may be because of my height or your height. It's coming. It's how we deal with it.
But
Don't forget Simpson Pick-me's.
Pick-me's.
Come on. Come on.
I dig it. I can dig it. I'm in my 70s flow. I dig it.
You dig? What y'all say? You dig?
But I think there's a piece that you're missing. Like there's some individual critique, right? Like if I have a social media account, and I've already experienced it, some of y'all have probably experienced it, that people will say things directly to you, right? But I'm more speaking about this not just that. I'm more so speaking about this broad, this is how women should be. This is how you should move through the world. This is the issue with women. And a lot of the support that I feel that women as a whole are getting, that Black women as a whole are getting, are from other Black women, right? Shout out to organizations like Black Girls Rock. Shout out to Girl Trek. Shout out to Black Girls Run. Shout out to Black Girls Breathing, right? There's all of these organizations of Black women, and you guys may not even be aware of some of them, but it is Black Girls Therapy. It's all kinds of things.
I have no doubt.
Black women are creating spaces to support and hold other Black women. I don't really, and I'm not saying, please understand, I'm not saying across the board that men are critiquing Black women, but I'm saying it's happening too much in my mind that Black men are critiquing Black women as a whole. This is what's wrong with the group of Black women. There's also the individual critiques, yes, but this is what's wrong and there's like mouthpieces that do this. There are people who, I mean, everybody can have a platform right now, right? Not for nothing, everybody can start a podcast. Like all of these things can happen. So everybody can have a platform. So, but it's these people like, the Kevin Samuels types who collect all of these followers, these mouthpieces. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, fellas, I don't know of any female mouthpieces telling the whole of Black men, this is what's wrong with you. I'm gonna tell you individually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But who is the female mouthpiece that's doing that?
Hold the phone. But once yeah, I like that line. Hold the phone. This sounds like a seek and you shall find type of situation. So if I go online and I look for positive reinforcement for Black women, I'm going to find that. If I go online and I look for things to denounce Black women, how Black women should dress, eat, think, speak, I'm going to find that. It all depends on what I'm looking for. And I think it's a little bit of both. So in regards to, Black men critiquing Black women, if you go online and you look for that or come across your radar, you're going to see a lot of that. Or if it comes to Black men, we're just using, Black people for conversation's sake. And they're giving flowers to Black women, giving them their roses and kudos and things of that nature. You're going to find that. Everything is out there. It all depends on what it is that you want to read or take in. I think that plays a lot into it, like as far as the piece that you say is missing. Seek and you shall find. If I want to go online and find out, and they critique Black men too, what they used to say for the longest, right? That Black men don't take care of their kids. Some Black men, I'm sorry. This was going on for the longest that they used to say that. And specifically, and then they say, we have so many kids and then we won't take care of them, absentee dads and oh my God. And that's probably still something that may be going on to this day. So we've moved far away from that individually. I'm a father, John's a father here. I mean, allow me to speak for him, but we're both excellent dads. And I'm certain if we go online and look for something along those lines, we'll still see it. Yeah, I think it's what you look for and you shall find it. But will the criticism stop? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I gotta bring you in for sure. But before I bring you in, I just gotta say, Mark, seriously, that there's a part of seek and you shall find that feels like it really diminishes what my experience is, because I don't go online and look for, who's gonna critique me today. I really don't. I honestly don't. But I promise you, I can see it. I'm not gonna say daily, but I can see it easily 2 or 3 times a week, easily. So but I want, let me let Ja come in. Come on in, Ja.
So let me have a James and Nikki moment with you, D1.
Okay.
So you know, the criticism with Black women. How long have you heard this, and from whom?
How long have I heard it, and from whom? You know, I can't pinpoint. I can't pinpoint how long I've heard it. And I don't know if that means because I've heard it my whole life. I think I want to lean towards that. I want to lean towards at some point it turned more into like critical, but I think my whole life I got messages about what is expected, right? Oh, I'm always getting messages in about what's expected of me as a little girl, as a teen, as a young girl, as a young lady, as a woman. Like those messages are always coming in. Where did those messages come from? Everywhere. They came from parental figures, they came from aunts and uncles, they came from friends, they came from school, it came from TV, it came from music, it came from movies, it came from boyfriends, it came from girlfriends, it came from boys who were interested in me, it came from boys who were not interested in me. It came from everywhere.
The boys that wasn't interested because they was hating. That's all that was.
Thank you.
That's all it was.
That's all it was. Now the reason why I asked that question, and while I won't diminish your experience, I respect it. The reason why I was asking that question is because I'm here to tell you conversely that Black men had their fair share of criticisms as well. More or less, I'm not sure, but I'm here to tell you it's not one-sided, and from the same gamut of resources: mothers, aunties, girlfriends, friends of girlfriends, literature, music, songs, speech. The implication there's been implications out there about us that, to Mark's point, we're irresponsible, we're sexually irresponsible, we're criminals.
Definitely criminals.
We're to be feared. We don't know how to love. We're bums, meaning financially we can't produce.
I'll be right back.
We're you know, our skin tone, our looks, up until the 90s, I acknowledge that, up until the 90s. Up until the 90s.
That's when everything changed.
Everything changed in the 90s.
We got the Blair Underwoods and all of that.
You know, yeah, exactly. So, you know, the 90s is the cutoff point. From 90s on, we started getting love. But I just, you know, I just wanted to share that to you as well, that it's not a one-sided thing. And I think too, and I believe I know why it's that way, because it's traumatic legacy. We all been hurt by the same oppressor. We've all been hurt by the same oppressor. Women have been raped, enslaved, child literally ripped from their vagina. I'm about to get graphic, but so be it. And sold, atrocities, raped, flogged, tortured. Us as men, bucked. You familiar with the term buck breaking? Buck broken in front of our families. Flogged, whipped, tortured, castrated, skinned. Just like the women. We've endured the same type of atrocities from our oppressors. So we both sexes carrying the traumatic legacies. And so so the torturing and the separatism cause us to be critical of each other. It really, I'm here to tell you, it's really not one-sided, because I'm not just talking from personal experience. Of course, I've been criticized by women. I've been dissed by women. Friends of mine have been dissed by women. Friends of mine have been played by women. friends of mine has been assaulted by women. Um, friends of friends of mine have been, not friends of mine, but people, I'm not gonna say friends of mine, but people that I know of and heard of have been even killed by women. Not so much killed by their own hands physically, but they use their power of persuasion to get them killed. I know you heard of the term setup chicks. You know what I mean? So we've hurt and tried to destroy each other. And we've hurt and been so critical of each other. And I think, and I have a theory. And again, while I respect your experience, I think collectively, men for the past, I think black men for the past 30 to 40 years have been silent and listened to the criticism of women, at least from my, you know what I'm saying, like not diminishing yours, like this is from what I'm seeing on my side. So that's why I think this James and Nikki moment is important, because we've heard it on our side as well, right? And so my theory is that the reason there's this birth of the so-called manosphere podcast. I know you're familiar with the term manosphere, all these manosphere podcasts.
No.
Well, yeah, there's a whole bunch of them out there, because you know me, I'm on the internet. All these podcasts out there
It's
of
called
men being manosphere.
Okay.
Man, and it basically is a bunch of brothers who have podcasts speaking out and being critical of black women and saying what they need to do, because I think the reason why there's been emergence of this now, because men have been silent, and that's where you have somebody like a Kevin Samuels, who's like a quote unquote manosphere trailblazer, so to speak, that attracted a huge following, and the irony of him, and the irony of that is black women that made him popular. That's the whole irony of this whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Black women.
I don't know whether that's true or not, but I'm not super duper surprised.
Yeah. But nah, it's real talk. No, it's real talk. It's real talk. Black women made that man famous. That's a whole. Although he was critical of them, they made him famous, because there was one that called in and some called with the intent to challenge him. Some called with the intent to stump him. You know what I mean? And so he'll get into a back and forth, and being that it was a show, he has the power to cut him off and hang up on him. And there's certain times, and I ain't gonna lie to you, there were times that I agree with his points, but there was also times that he moved the goalposts to make his point, to keep his point intact. He's moved the goalposts a couple of times, and I'm watching like, right? But at his own will, he can cut him off, because it's his platform, it's his show. But black women made him famous, and prior to him becoming famous and viral, he was just a consultant about grooming. He was teaching black men how to groom themselves, proper cologne to wear, proper suits to wear, what suit to wear as a dinner suit, what suit to wear for business, what how to prepare for a job interview. He was doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And then guys started coming in. Guys started calling and asking him for relationship advice. He ain't no therapist. He ain't no relationship guru. But guys was calling him for relationship advice, and he was hard on them, because I remember one guy called in and was like, "Yeah, I can't get a girl, blah blah blah," and he was like, "Well, how tall are you?" He said he was like 5 something. He's like, "How much you weigh?" And he said over 260 or something like that. Man, he was like,
"You're done."
"Oh, you short?" He was like, "You short? How much you make a year?" He's like, "Oh, you short, you fat, and you broke, and you expect to get a girl?" He's like, "Come on, man." You know what I'm saying? So he went in on him like, hey, you calling me talking this shit?
Yeah.
So you short, fat, and you broke. It's like, come on, man. So he went in on brothers before he went on women. This is what a lot of women don't see or don't realize, because the women made him famous. And he was talking to women, and going in on women. But I say all that to say that I think collectively a lot of men experience the same thing you experience, you and a lot of women experience on their side. And for them, they feel they've been silenced. They've been silent. They've been letting y'all talk, hearing all the songs, the narratives, the movies, and we just huddle in our barbershop and talk to each other. That's what we've been doing. Talking to each other in the barbershop about a relationship problems, female problems, whatever the case may be. This one's a gold digger. This one's this. This one cheated on me. This one cheated on me with my boy. This one, whatever. This one jerked me out of money, blah, blah, blah. All types of conversations men have, right? In the barbershop. And so now with social media, everybody, their mother, father, and grandfather having a podcast, there's, again, with Kevin Samuels being a trailblazer, this is new manosphere thing now. And so they're on podcasts critiquing black women and black women. And black women's response is like, what? How dare you critique me? What? Of all the crap. So you on your side, how dare you critique me? All the shit that you put us through, and you got the nerve to get on a podcast and critique me now again, right? So now we got a new back and forth dynamic going on. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so part of me goes, well, when do we get off the wheel? But another part of me feels like I don't want to get off the wheel yet because I want to argue this point.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what's that?
Never get off.
We never get off because I think at the end of the day, we're all trying to get heard and all trying to get understood. And every point you make, there's a counterpoint. Like I'm thinking, yeah, there are set 'em up chicks, and there's DV goes both ways. Women abuse men, and there's stories of women, taking your children and not letting you see them, and taking your child support, but you still can't. Like there's all of these horrible stories, but there's just as many horrible stories on the other side. And then it becomes, well, where did it start? And part of me wants to know where it starts. Part of me wants men to take responsibility, as opposed to like going, yeah, but you did this. I want men to be like, yeah, I shouldn't do that. That's effed up, especially if men want to, for me to respect a man as a leader. And not to say that men have to be leaders, but I think we all have leadership characteristics, right? But if men are going to step into that space, I want to see that a little bit. I want to see a man with, like we joked last week about if you were going to send this money to Jai, and I kind of joked like, nah, and we all joked about integrity, but integrity is important to me.
Facts.
For men and for women, but because I'm a woman, I'm looking at men. And so I kind of, but I want, at the same time, I still want to get off the wheel because it's exhausting at this point. Like we keep going back and forth as a group, as a whole, right? As a larger collective. Individuals, there's certainly individuals that have gotten off the wheel, that have said, and like part of me feels like as an individual, that wheel's over there somewhere. I can't mess with this no more. But I don't want getting off the wheel to also mean giving up on men. Like that's not what getting off the wheel means. Getting off the wheel means engaging fully, and I want to be able to do that. And I think men have to take responsibility. I certainly think women have to take responsibility, but I think they got to do it first.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to be ladies first when it comes to this, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Like the feminine energy in me wants also to be like, part of being protected and encompassed means, baby, I'm sorry, baby, I messed up, baby, I did, and I'm gooey now. I'm okay.
Right.
No, but
I dig it.
That has to be genuine. As this whole collective and everything, that we're speaking about now, this is definitely some extreme optimism, because we're speaking outside of this trio, what we want for the mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. So
Yeah. Didn't I say that earlier, T? Didn't I say that earlier?
You did.
Yeah.
what
For the
you
math,
did,
yeah.
you just have to subtract it. You have to do a lot of subtraction and subtract it all the way down to the bare minimum of you and your mate. You two can get
Yeah.
off the wheel. It's only up to you two both, because you
Yeah.
can't think about everybody else, because that's never going to happen. Now,
Yeah.
this conversation may have some people do that with, you know, with this wheel. It may do that. They may listen to us and be like, you know what, let me think for a second. And while you were speaking, what I was saying in regards to that, it helps a lot. It's not even difficult for a man to say to his lady or whoever he's with, listen, you know what, you right. Now, that has to be sincere. You can't just say that for the sake of, oh my gosh, you know what, you right. You know, that's a different, you right.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not you should share or not, sometimes you have to be like, you know what, you right. And depending upon how long she's been with you, she's gonna know whether or not it's sincere. Same thing with apologies. I'm not big on apologies. I'm just not, because I always think before I speak. There's nothing that I could ever say to any woman and she say, you know what, Mark, you disrespected me. I don't even curse at women. Okay? So whenever there's a disagreement, I'll always play by the rules. There will never come a situation where I say, you know what, you are black this, you are ugly this. F, never. But that's me. She may play by different rules. Okay, so it may be, listen, you a man, you post a whole lot. So whatever it is that she say, because she don't play right like by the rules like I do when we have a disagreement, I'm post a whole lot. So she say everything, she say dumb this, F that, I should have this, that, cool. So now the sea has calmed, right? Low tide, everything is flowing nice. Now it's apology time. Again, like I tell you, I'm not big on apologies. Hey, Mark, listen, you know what? I'm sorry I said that. So what happens with people in relationships, right? People say they say things out of anger, but they don't mean it. I don't believe that shit at all. You meant that. It's out there in the universe. I received that. You meant that. Believe me, it's noted. So we have a disagreement again for the same thing to come up for you to say the same thing. How many times you gonna apologize? Apology means that whatever it is you did, you're not supposed to do it again.
Well,
Ever.
well,
Ever.
well.
You apologize.
Yeah,
Apology is not, I did this today. When I do it again, I'll apologize for that. That has to be understood, because that's going to be a problem. So let's say, for conversation's sake, I want to take a page out of her book. For 15 years, I've always played by the rules. This time, right? She come up with all the colorful language, say whatever it is we're going to say. I say the same thing, but worse. Now I'm the bad guy. She calling everybody she know. Brothers, cousins, mom. Mark said what? He's, mind you, she been doing it for 15 years. Now I say it once, I'm the bad guy. That's a problem. That's a big
I
problem.
mean, there's several problems in there. There's several problems. You sitting there dealing with it for 15 years is, you know, is problematic. At some point, no one, man or woman, should stay in a space where there is, I mean, we talk about physical abuse all the time. We rarely talk directly about emotional abuse, and emotional abuse should not be tolerated either, right? Name calling, screaming, threatening to leave, threatening to kick someone out, like all of those things. And I think women are probably, I wanted to add the threatening to kick someone out, because I think women probably are like, you gotta go.
Woo!
And you're like, mortgage my name, what's happening? Like, how is that a thing? But that's part of emotional abuse too, and it's not okay. No one should do, which is part of why we need to get off the wheel. And I am optimistic. I'm a natural optimistic, I think, and I want everybody to simultaneously decide this is enough.
Is enough, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's toxic. It's hard to be an individual in that. You know, if you're trying to live one way, but you keep getting all of this other information around you.
That sounds like a utopia. So, you know, that just sounds like a utopia, period. I'm not just going to say a black utopia. I'm just going to say a utopia, period. But that will never happen.
See what I tell you.
This utopia thing. Well, it's gonna happen. Why are you laughing, John? Why don't y'all believe in utopia?
No, T, I'm laughing because remember I said I called it.
Oh no, it's all people. The all people.
Yeah. Marcus Global Utopia.
Yeah.
That's you know what I'm saying. So Mark, I was telling T, although I agree with you, we defer. You know, you and I already had this conversation, but I said I was explaining to her that we defer in that you're about global utopia, but I'm like, I prioritize. I'm like black utopia first, then everybody else afterwards.
And John specifically, John used the phrase utopia, global utopia. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
We've been around each other a long time, and we've had a lot of heart-to-heart conversations, a lot of in-depth conversations about
no doubt
about shit like this.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's always other brothers. You understand? But we've had conversations like this.
Yeah, no doubt.
My thought process was always everybody. It was never just black people.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, I'm with John though. I'm with John. Like global utopia sounds dope. It sounds amazing, but I'd like to start with black utopia first because it's closest to me. It's there is we're black. I'm black. And but race is a social construct. I get it, but it's a social construct that we've lived in. And so now there's meaning behind it. There's experience behind it. There's connection to it. Whether or not it was invented or not, it is here. Money was invented. Like, you know, someone assigned value to it, and now we all agree with it. We all define money the same, the actual money the same way. Whether you value it the same in your life is different, but we all know what a $10 bill looks like. Definitely. We all know what the worth of that is. That's some arbitrary assignment. Somebody in some room somewhere cut some paper and said, this is what it is.
On it. Done.
Mm-hmm.
So everything in life is like that. Everything in life has there's so many things that the value is external first, as my great uncle Jimmy Baldwin said, is external first. Y'all don't sue me. I don't know if he's my uncle, but we share the same name, the same family name. So
we're gonna say allegedly. It's possible.
I'm gonna research it at some point.
You can't get sued over allegedly.
But you know, these things that are external at some point have external definitions. We then begin to internalize it, and it makes meaning. So yeah, I want everybody black to win, but I especially want black relationships to win. And again, I know we're basically being heteronormative, talking about black men and black women, but whatever the relationship format is, I want us to win.
For sure. All right. Well, we can end the outtake on that note, because my battery got low.
Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's a wrap. Thank you for
Yeah, it's a
joining
wrap.
part 2.
Yes. So yeah, I would definitely put this up on the outtake. So this would like be a video bonus on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
should be
this is dope.
awesome.
Yeah, this is a dope conversation, man. This is a
Awesome.
real dope. But you know what, T? I respect what you said because I was authentic like a motherfucker. You said that I'm paraphrasing, but you was like women have a hard time apologizing because the feminine part of me wants to feel cajoled. So I would want a man to come up to me and say, hey, I'm sorry, and I'm gonna melt. I promise you, because that's the feminine part of me, right? That's the femininity in me, right? That's authentic. So conversely, on the men's side, is he egoic for us? Is egoic for us? That's the reason why some of us don't feel we should apologize. So we stand over like this. Nah. She need to say sorry to me first. So our ego's like this. Nah. She need to say sorry first. Nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's an age thing.
You know what I mean? So you're like, well, and we like,
No, listen, I'm on
nah.
my
So
phone. I'm like,
how we gonna get through that? You know what I mean? How we gonna get through that?
but I feel like I'm on my phone. I'm calling. I'm texting. Hey, you want to say something to me? You want to? Like I'm trying to give the fishing line. Like say the thing, please. Just say.
But if you throw out the fishing line, that's not sincere. I'm just saying, you know what? I'm sorry because I want to get some ass. You understand? I'm not saying I'm sorry because it's sincere. I think it's a lot of guys that do that. I really do more than we give credit for. Again, we can't just do all the numbers. I can't just look at a stat and say, listen, 0.5, 0.6, 0.8 million men freely say they apologize and they're sincere. I don't know that. So allow me to be optimistic in this regard and say, I think it's a lot of guys that do that. Because who wants the argument to continue? Silent treatment is horrible. Oh, that's horrible. In the same household, that's the most immature shit you could ever do. From two consenting adults, that's the most immature shit we will ever do in life. Silent treatment in the household. We go to sleep together. We don't even say goodnight. Nope. We don't kiss goodnight.
Nope.
Okay. I get up for work earlier. My alarm clock go off. I get it off. I don't kiss you in the morning. You don't kiss me in the morning. I get up, routine, my shower, my shave, eat my breakfast. Within that, now you getting up. I don't say good morning to you. You don't say good morning to me. I'm out the bathroom. You're in the bathroom. You're going through your routine. I'm downstairs. Normally I ask, you want something while I'm in the kitchen? I don't ask nothing. It's all about me. I make what I make. Take something to work. I'm gone. Normally the routine is always us. Everything I'm doing. You want, should I? I'm going to turn the water on, leave this, shower on for you, come in, join me. None of that is going on. Maybe for 2 days, maybe for 2 weeks, maybe for 3 weeks. Do we do it? Yes. But that
I've done it for almost 5 months.
Sure. We got to realize that. And this is back to that point of the whole will thing. Now, it's just the two of you. You can get off that wheel at that moment. If you be like, listen, you know what? Let's stop doing this. You understand? If it's something that grand for us to do it this long, break up. You understand? Because that's hard. And then especially if it's kids involved, they seeing this. Damn, why you didn't speak to mom? Hey, mom, why you didn't speak to dad? You know what? She's fine, son. We go through these things sometimes. We're gonna be all right.
But
that's horrible. And I'm saying this as an adult of 51 years. Have I ever done it? Absolutely. But that's nothing I'm proud of because that hurts. Let's say you had a 6 months run. Everything is beautiful. And every morning you do that routine. You get up the alarm first. Hey, babe, good morning. Good morning. You had a good sleep? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about this dream. You in the shower, got the music on, whatever you play in the morning. Hey, turn that up. Then she come in, she may join you in the shower, you done. Everything is just beautiful every morning. So now for this whole month, 3 weeks or whatever this goes on, we are outside of ourselves. Now you have to, I ain't gonna say you have to fake it, but in a sense you are faking it because this is not how it's supposed to be. So normally I'm the person that want to stop that. I can only do silent treatment for so long. If you want to continue with that, I'm gone. Now, it may be something petty that led to it. If it's petty on me, I apologize. You know what? I'm sorry. Now, I've said the sorry. I apologize. Now, if you still continue with that, what else am I to do? Now, you still going against the rule train. I'm trying to end it. And I will always be the first person to try to end it. Let's get back to how it was. But for me, that could only go on for so long. Now, this is adults doing that. And at some point, man, how long is too long for silent treatment? I'm asking you to. I'm asking.
Oh, how long is too long? Oh,
Look
I
at you.
thought it was a rhetorical question.
I'm asking. Granted, everybody's answer is going to be different. I get it. But how long is too long for silent treatment?
I'm like you, T. I'm kind of a stubborn dude. So if I feel I'm right, I ain't relenting. I know that's and I know that's immature and petty. So that's an issue that I got. Yeah, I admit it. But to your point, I'm like that. If I feel I'm justified, if I feel I'm right, I ain't relenting. Because in my head, it makes sense. It makes sense. I feel disrespected or violated. It makes sense in my head, so I ain't relenting. So
I dig it.
Yeah. It is not necessarily healthy, but yeah.
I mean, we know it's not. We can say that it's not.
Yeah.
It's going against the grain.
For sure.
I don't know that it's not.
Come on.
Okay, listen, first of all,
Yo, she's like, being petty is healthy. It's healthy.
Time to eat.
Pettiness is healthy.
John's phone is going to die. And I don't know how much astrology plays into this, but you talking to a bull and a lion and you all in the water and like, listen.
No astrology. No astrology.
Listen, I'm not positive, but I believe I have been in a silent, not completely silent, but and let me be clear. Some of this is like when I talked about emotional abuse earlier. Withholding is a form of emotional abuse, right? But I believe I've been in silent war. I know I've been in one that lasted at least 3 months. I think somebody can argue I've been in one that lasted probably a year.
Woo!
But
come on, man.
My reasoning for it is not just that I feel I'm right. That's part of it, yes. But it's also, we both know that whatever this thing is, whatever this rub has occurred multiple times. And to your point of an apology, Mark, when you apologize and you repeat the behavior, and now I feel trapped.
I get
and right. Once I feel trapped, like, let's keep it gully. Like when some relationships you can walk away from, other relationships, there are different levels of ties and commitments, right? Definitely. And so now I feel trapped because you have apologized, but you've continued whatever the thing is. And now I feel trapped. And my power, first of all, I'm hurt, right? So I'm hurt, I'm sad, I'm injured. I'm like licking my wounds. So in the midst of the silent treatment, there's tears, there's calls to girlfriends, there's like, girl, I don't know what to do. I feel helpless. There's all of that. And my only power that I could muster up is to restrict myself. So when you say, is it immature? I don't think it's fair to decide from the outward behavior whether or not it's immature. I think knowing some of the functioning underneath has to come into play. And finances come into place. Like sometimes you'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be here either, but there's all kinds of things that are intertwined that make life be life in y'all. And so, yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
don't
all
sleep,
I'm
and don't sleep on oh crap. Mark, you Pisces or Aquarian? You on the cusp, right?
I'm Pisces.
Pisces. Oh, okay.
February
Okay.
22nd.
Yeah. Oh, you right there. First day Pisces. Yeah, okay. All
all watery and
right.
no, but like, where's the spine in this? Like,
You know what they say, with water is fluid. They say you should model your life after water. What do you do with water? Water always what? Adapts.
Adapts.
So we can
Water
move
can
in
adapt.
any situation and or ordeal. I mean, and the reason why I was mentioning in regards to the silent treatment is because that's something that you both can end outside of external forces. I know, like you said, there may be underlying things behind it, finances and emotional abuse, but you two, right? You two consenting adults, the longer you continue on with that going on, what they say, you robbing yourself of your blessings in regards to that. If it gets that deep to where you decide to skip, I'd rather just know before it get that long, and then she decide, hey, listen, I think we should end it. I'm like, damn, you knew that a long time ago, a month ago, when you were angry and we were going through this. Now, a month from now, you decide that we should end it. Why would it take this long? So it took us this long to be quiet around each other for you to decide we need to skip. Now it's over. I don't know. It's a lot of nuances with that, like you said. A lot of the different answers are going to be different, but that's one of the things that we two, if we're in a relationship together, you and I, we could stop it by sitting down and talking. And granted, not every time everybody could talk, because everybody want to be heard.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
From that, somebody gonna listen to this.
Yeah.
More than likely, it's gonna be the male, right? He's gonna listen to it, and he's gonna be like, you know what? Babe, listen. I apologize.
hope so.
Sorry. You understand? Now she's still gonna have her back to him in the bed, right? So you can tap that shoulder, and she gonna turn around nice and slow. That's what I was waiting for. Then he hit the clapper.
Oh man.
In a perfect world, but I want that to be the case for somebody. I really
do too. Especially after you did. I don't even know how you did that. What was
you know what that is? I don't know. Gas station.
Signature move. Gas station.
Signature move.
Oh man. Go ahead, T. Close it out again. Yeah, my battery's definitely dead now.
Yes. So thank you all for listening to part 2 of Not Right, Not Wrong, picking up Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin. I don't know how many years later. Somebody do the math. But from 1971 to 2022. Thank you. God bless and good night.
Yes.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you. Oh man.